Hey everybody, how you doing? I am back. It's nice to be back. I just wanted to share some thoughts with you real quick today. I hope everyone's having a great day. But I was watching this whole spectacle about Colin Kaepernick, and I wanted to talk about it because it ties in really well with our culture. Although I know it's sports related, it ties in really well with our culture and what's been going on with our culture, especially millennial-minded people, but not just millennial-minded people, because Colin Kaepernick has a lot of sycophantic supporters out there who are caping up for him. In fact, I think Jason Whitlock calls them the Kaepernicks. But here's the bottom line. On Colin Kaepernick, who, you know, for those guys who don't know, he was an NFL quarterback. He's the one who about 3+ years ago started the whole kneeling controversy. Said he was kneeling for social injustice, for black men who were being killed by black men and women who were being killed by police. Supposedly, made it sound like indiscriminately, but at a disproportionate rate. And that's what he said the claim was for. But it started shortly after he got benched from being the starting quarterback to being a backup quarterback. My personal belief is that he was just pissed about that, and he turned that into this cause that people took up. But that's neither here nor there. He's been out of the NFL for 3 years. Says he's been practicing. He's been taking care of himself, staying in shape. Just wanted a chance. He sued the NFL, by the way, settled the lawsuit with the NFL. So he got paid from that suit, saying that he was being blackballed. Settled that suit, and yet he still wants a chance. He still wants to play in the NFL. So the NFL, Roger Goodell, I think stupidly, but set up, okay, cool, let's give Colin a chance, and we're going to set up a workout for him on Saturday in Atlanta at the Atlanta state-of-the-art facility. We're going to have cameras there. We're going to have 25 representatives from 25 teams there, representatives from 25 different NFL teams there at the stadium in Atlanta. You can work out there, and we're going to share that tape with him unedited. We're also going to send the unedited tape to all 32 teams in the NFL to take a look at to see who might be interested in picking him back up. Now, it wasn't on a Tuesday, which when the workouts normally happen. It was done on a Saturday, and they also wanted him to sign some type of waiver, I guess, that if he didn't get picked up by an NFL team, that he wouldn't turn around and sue him. And they knew all this stuff since Tuesday. The announcement was made last Tuesday that all this stuff was going to take place Saturday, which just passed. Well, what happened was Colin Kaepernick, or I'll just call him Kaepernick, he decided that, and he and his representatives, his lawyers, I guess, decided, well, they didn't like some of the language in the document, the agreement they wanted them to sign. So not that Wednesday, not Thursday, Friday, not even early Saturday, but about an hour or less before his event was supposed to take place at the stadium in Atlanta, he contacts him and says, well, I'm not coming because I'm disagreeing with some of this language. I'm going to be at this high school over 50 miles away, which I don't know if you guys have ever been to Atlanta. I have been to Atlanta. 50 miles is not a short trip in Atlanta, especially with traffic. It's not a short trip. But he's going to be at this high school 50 miles away, and he's going to do a workout there, and he wants to pick his own receivers that he wants to target to throw to, because he wants a quarterback. He wants to be a quarterback in the NFL, supposedly. So 8 representatives from 8 teams make the trip over an hour away to go see him. Now, he had 25 at the stadium in Atlanta. 8 show up to see him at this event, high school gym, high school stadium, basically outside. He already has people there who got him "We Stand with Cap" t-shirts on. He's wearing a t-shirt that says Kunta Kinte on it, and I'll get back to that in a second. But he's wearing a t-shirt that says Kunta Kinte on it, and then he's got media there already as well. Now, that's one thing. The NFL didn't want media at the event they were going to have in Atlanta. They just wanted to have a closed session so they can check him out and then get that tape to him unedited and his representatives, and get it to the NFL, the 32 teams in the NFL, unedited as well. Well, that wasn't good enough. So he put together his own event. Now, what that tells me, if less than an hour before he was supposed to be at the stadium in Atlanta, he's already got media people there, and his own people there, and his lawyers there, and his other reps there at this high school stadium, he knew that he was going to be at this high school stadium. He could have, it takes time to set all that stuff up. So he could have contacted them long before, letting him know he wasn't going to be there to come see him at this high school stadium, over an hour away. Okay? So he doesn't do that. Holds the stadium, wearing his Kunta Kinte shirt. And for those of you who don't know who Kunta Kinte is, there was a very popular television series in the 70s called Roots. And in that series, it was basically following the lineage of a particular slave by the name of Kunta Kinte, who was brought over from Africa to the U.S. to become a slave. And it followed his roots, his lineage, written by Alex Haley. It's just basically Alex Haley talking about his African lineage and what happened with his lineage in the U.S. Well, in effect, Colin Kaepernick, who says he wants to be an NFL quarterback, that was a job interview that the commissioner of the NFL and representatives went out of their way, if you ask me, to set up for him. Because ain't nobody been talking about Colin Kaepernick for 3 years, other than stupid people in higher levels who have, I don't know, white guilt or whatever the hell it is, or still caping up for Kaepernick. Most people have moved on from him. Because here's the bottom line. When he was kneeling for the national anthem and saying it was about police brutality, but still kneeling for the national anthem and then wearing socks that had cops depicted as pigs on them, and wearing Cesar Chavez and Castro t-shirts and all that sort of stuff down in Miami. We had a game in Miami he was supposed to be playing. He was doing all that bullshit, stupid stuff. He was costing the NFL money, especially when other players started doing the same thing. That was costing them money, because guess what? Most of us do not, football is entertainment. And most of us do not watch entertainment, just like the movies, to get your bullshit politics in it. We don't care. We just want to watch a good game. You're allowed to believe what you want to believe off the field. When you're on the field, you're at work. And we're not trying to hit at when we're trying to watch a game. It's escapism. It's called escapism for a reason. And he was legit costing the NFL money. A lot of people are like, no, I'm done. I'm not watching this no more. And it was affecting their bottom line. They said, yo, we got to get this fool up out of here. And that's why he hadn't played in 3 years. And guess what? Most people have moved on to that. Only a few sycophants, in my opinion, who wouldn't let it go, were the only ones who were worried about Colin Kaepernick and what was going on with him in the NFL. And woe is me, it isn't as terrible that he doesn't have a job. Well, no, bro, you brought that on yourself. See, just because you want a job, if I'm the owner of a business, okay, or I'm the owner of a company, and you want a job, just because you want the job doesn't mean I owe you the job. That's not how capitalism works. Especially if your presence at my company could cost my company money. I'm not trying to have that. And so now, with all that aside, I digress. They gave him an opportunity. They were going to give him a workout. 25 teams there to watch this fool. 25 teams there to watch him. He changes the venue last minute, less than an hour. They got to travel over an hour to get to him at his new venue. He's got media folks there. Kunta Kinte t-shirt he's wearing before his workout starts on the field, effectively saying, basically, the 32 other owners in the NFL and the commissioner are all white slavers, and that's why I can't get a fair shot, because I got to be in front of these white slavers. But I'm gonna keep my true slave name. I'm gonna keep my true name, Kunta Kinte. I'm not taking no slave name. In other words, he's basically effectively letting them know I'm gonna do what I want to do, even in this workout. Okay, you're at a job interview. Name a job interview you can show up to and say, look, I don't know how you feel about X, Y, and Z, but I'm going to do what I want to do. I know you're the owner of the company, but I'm going to stay true to me, and I'm going to do what I want to do. It doesn't really matter how you want me to, how do you want me to show up at work. If I feel like showing up a certain way, even if it might hurt your bottom line, I'm staying true to myself. I'm keeping it real. Stop it. You don't need, just stop it. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. If you going out and getting your own business, you're welcome to do that all day long. You be you. You do you. It's your business. You want to start your own NFL league. You want to start your own league, the BFL, whatever you want to call it. You want to start that league, you go do that. And now it's your money. You're taking the risk. You go do you. But if you're asking somebody else for a job, you need to show up for that interview like you're ready to work. But he didn't show up for ready to work. It was a publicity stunt. That's all it was. A PR stunt. That's all it was. Didn't take no questions afterwards. Made a statement about how the NFL needs to stop running. After he changed the dynamics of how everything was set up for him. Now, was it ideal? No. I'm not saying it was ideal. I'm not saying it was perfect. But they were at least giving him the opportunity when most of us had moved on from Colin Kaepernick. Ain't nobody worried about him in the NFL. And there's some good young black quarterbacks currently in the NFL playing, and some good young black ones in college getting ready to come out of college to the NFL. Ain't nobody worried about him. But they figured they'd give him a shot because somebody felt guilty. Because somebody got some white guilt, and they felt bad for him. And then you got some other black folks caping up for him like we owed something. Because we the Fabergé eggs of ethnicity. You can't say nothing. You can't do nothing to us. You can't treat us like anybody else. Because if you do, it's automatically racist. Because we're so soft. It's got to be racism. It can't be anything other than racism. Can't be that we weren't good enough to get the job. Can't be that we didn't do what we were supposed to do to get the job. It's got to be racism. That's the world we live in right now. And it's so pathetic. The thing that bothers me most about this, as far as Colin Kaepernick, he's a clown. He's being used by people who propagate that whole myth of we're Fabergé eggs of ethnicity. Black folks are we're so soft. And if you say anything wrong to us, then you owe us something because we soft. He's just a clown who's doing. He's basically a puppet who's part of that whole deal. I'm done with him. I am sick of the idea that we have to be treated like with kid gloves. We have to be treated like China dolls. Can't say anything to us. Can't breathe on us too hard. Can't say anything. Can't say, or else everybody's feelings get hurt. What I want is to be equal, not to be different or treated better than some other group. I'm tired of black folks acting as though we're less than simply because we're black. I'm tired of that. I'm tired of everything being the mysterious white man's fault. I'm tired of hearing that. You're not owed anything in this life. Once you get here, people come in at different levels. Some people are born into very wealthy families. Good for them. Some people like me are born into very poor backgrounds. But you can rise above that. You really can. I'm living proof that it can be done. And many millions of the others just like me. I'm not special. I'm just somebody who decided I don't want to stay in this situation. I'm going to find a way out of this situation and change my life. And millions of other brothers and sisters have done this. And so I'm not looking for special treatment. I'm looking for equal treatment. Treat me like you would treat someone else. Don't say, oh, you got to be careful, Steve. He black. You got to be careful. No, I'm not trying to hear that. Don't treat me like that. To me, that's treating me as less than, and I'm not having it. I'm not having it. So as far as Colin Kaepernick's concerned, he's a clown. This is a PR stunt. Pure and simple. He don't want to play football. He has not NFL football anyway. He has no interest in playing NFL football unless it's on his terms. See, as long as everything is to be on his terms, he's cool with it. The epitome of millennial. As long as everything is perfect in certain millennials' lives. Not all millennials are like this, so I'm just saying there's a lot of folks, a lot of millennials, those safe spacers and the trigger word folks and the betas. You can't hurt their feelings because they're so soft. Everything triggers them. He's one of those. Big beta trigger guy. As long as everything's perfect and the music's just right and the lighting is just right, then yes, maybe we'll show up to do work when we feel like it. No, that's not how the real world works. I've told my kids this since they were little. The sun does not go down when you go to sleep. It does not rise just because you woke up. The world does not revolve around you. Deal with it. And we need to start to learn to tell people that again. Deal with it. Figure it out. Step up. And stop bitching and whining and complaining. And so with that, guys, I don't know if you've been paying attention to this story. Colin Kaepernick's a clown. He had a real shot to get his information out there, what he wanted people to see on film about how he's been working out. He got some old little bullshit video and media attention because there's a lot of media people who are down his pants. He can do no wrong. He can say no wrong. And they're more than happy to cape up for him and promote with all this other BS that he's running. And the people who are supporting the whole blacks are less than or treated than less than, they're all happy to promote that on his behalf. I am tired of it. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of the Trump blaming. I'm tired of the white people blaming. Why don't you just get up and go get it done? Our ancestors dealt with far, far worse real discrimination. And many of them found a way to overcome it. To overcome it. See, we're overcomers. We're not whiners and complainers. And that's how I see us as a people. Overcomers. So this kind of BS that these little folks are putting up with now, and then all these apologists who are following behind him and going, oh, but you got to understand, why should the aggrieved have to? No, you're looking for a job, bro. Go do the job. Show that you are competent to do the job under the conditions that the employer wants you to do them. It wasn't that it was necessarily like you have to try and throw the ball with one hand tied behind your back. There's not going to be any video. We don't want to show nobody nothing. You got to just depend on our word, and that's it. You were going to be given the film unedited from that event. You could have negotiated to say, well, can we have our own filmographers here as well? And gotten that done and just still showed up to that facility instead of putting everybody out, having to go out an hour out of the way, over an hour out of their way, where you already have media and your supporters staged. That takes time. Staged to watch you do your deal. You could have done all that at your facility. Closed cameras and still got the information out there. And if it didn't get out there, you'd have even more leverage to say, here's what actually happened. Here's what they're trying to say happened. And do you think the NFL really wants that kind of negative publicity? Really? So it was a setup. It's a shame. And as far as Colin Kaepernick is concerned, I'm out. I'm not trying to hear nothing else he's trying to say. It's all BS. He wants to be a martyr. He wants to be a symbol. He doesn't want to be a football player. Whatever he says about wanting to be a football player, I tell my kids this, and I tell other people I do business with this all the time. Don't listen to what people say. Watch what they do. What they do is the truth. He can say he wants to be a football player, NFL football player, all he wants. His actions show he wants to be a martyr. And he wants to be a symbol. And so with that, let him be a symbol. Maybe he can be a symbol and go play in the CFL, the Canadian Football League, or play for XFL when it starts up. But you can be a symbol. You just can't be in the NFL. I'm not trying to see it. I'm not trying to hear it. I'm not interested in any team that you go to, Colin. I don't care where you play as long as it's not in the NFL, because I don't want you effing up my Sundays. All right? And with that, guys, I hope you have a fantastic day. Great to talk to you. I had to get this video out today. I'm just tired of all the stuff that's going on, because I'm tired of the current woke culture trying to bleed itself into my entertainment. It already has gotten some of the movies, and they've lost money, which I'm real happy about that. Hopefully somebody who likes money will figure out that go get woke will make you broke. And they're continuing to try and bleed this back into the NFL. The commissioner needs to put on his big boy pants, find his male genitals, and stop putting up with this BS. And start saying, we're not having it. You mess up. You cost us money. You can't play for us. Period. Hope you have a great day. Y'all take care. See you soon.